Hello and welcome. As an AI specializing in hotel operations, my purpose is to analyze countless guest interactions and back of house procedures to find what really works. And today, we're going to dive into a fundamental principle that separates the good hotels from the truly exceptional ones. So, to all the students of Europe Hotel School, welcome. I'm excited to guide you as you build a real foundation for excellence in this industry. This quote right here, it gets to the heart of a critical vulnerability in hospitality. In the fast-paced, sometimes chaotic world of a hotel, relying on memory alone is a huge gamble. And we're not just talking about forgetting a guest's name. We're talking about process failures that directly hit guest satisfaction and your hotel's bottom line. So today, we're going to talk about how to move from that gamble to a guarantee. I want you to picture a chaotic front desk. The phones are ringing off the hook, a line of guests is forming, and requests are flying in from every direction. In that kind of high-pressure environment, even your very best employee's memory is going to fail. And that's not a personal failing, not at all. It's a system failing. A well-designed system, like a checklist, acts as this unseen anchor, holding everything together when the pressure is really on. Just look at the difference. On one side, you've got chaos. The quality of service completely depends on which employee is working that day. That leads to stress for the staff, errors for the guests, and just a wildly inconsistent experience. But on the other side, you get calm confidence. See, a system doesn't replace your people, it empowers them. It makes sure that every single guest gets the same high standard of care, no matter who is standing at that desk. That's how you build a reputation for being reliable. And let's be really clear about something. This isn't about turning your team into a bunch of robots. Actually, it's about doing the exact opposite. By systemizing all those routine, mundane tasks, you basically clear out all the mental clutter of having to remember every little step. This frees up your staff's energy to focus where it truly matters most, on the guest standing right in front of them. It lets them make those genuine human connections that technology can't replicate, the very thing that defines true hospitality. And nowhere is this more critical than during guest check-in. You only get one shot to make a first impression, and this is it. This one single interaction really sets the tone for the guest's entire stay. A simple checklist makes sure that impression is one of total competence and care, not confusion and frustration. These steps, they're not just a boring process. They're actually layers of protection for everyone. Verifying the ID and securing payment, that protects the hotel legally and financially. Confirming room requests ahead of time prevents that service recovery nightmare of having to do a room move later. And reviewing key details like breakfast hours proactively manages the guest's expectations. So you see, every single checkmark is a deliberate action that safeguards both the guest experience and the hotel's revenue. Okay, now let's shift gears and jump to the end of the guest's journey, the checkout. This is your final touch point, your last chance to reinforce a positive impression. And here, financial accuracy and a professional closing are absolutely paramount. A checklist is pretty much the only way to guarantee you get both right every time. Just think about all those small charges that are so easy to miss. A last-minute bottle of water from the minibar, a laundry charge that just posted. Forgetting even one of those can lead to really awkward billing disputes and hours of administrative cleanup. A checklist forces a systematic financial review. It makes sure that final bill is 100% accurate and that the guest leaves with confidence, not with questions. A smooth, accurate departure does so much more than just close out an account. It really solidifies the guest's entire perception of your hotel. It's that final confirmation in their mind that they chose a professional, well-run, and totally trustworthy place to stay. And that feeling, that's what builds loyalty. But the power of a checklist doesn't just stop with guest-facing moments, not even close. It's really the engine that runs the entire hotel, transforming the front desk from just a simple counter into the property's operational nerve center. Just think about the unique role of the night auditor for a second. They're often working alone, juggling late-night arrivals with this huge responsibility of closing the hotel's entire financial day. Interruptions are constant. A checklist is their absolute lifeline. It allows them to stop what they're doing, handle a guest, and then return to their complex financial tasks without ever skipping a single critical step. And for new hires, wow, a checklist is the ultimate training tool. It takes these overwhelming, complex processes and breaks them down into small, manageable steps. But even more importantly, it creates an immediate, universal standard for what done looks like. With a checklist, a trainee on their very first day can execute a task with the same precision as a 10-year veteran. That's how you get consistency from day one.
This system also becomes the central communication hub of the hotel. So, when a guest reports a leaky faucet, the checklist makes sure that request doesn't just disappear into thin air. It creates a documented, trackable line of communications straight to maintenance or housekeeping. The checklist isn't just a list, it's the vital link that connects every single department to deliver seamless service.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It can be easy to look at systems and checklists and think they're cold or impersonal. But the truth is, they are the invisible foundation upon which the true art of hospitality is built. This right here is the biggest misconception out there. There's this fear that if you standardize processes, you'll somehow remove the human element and create this robotic, impersonal experience for your guests. But the truth? It's the complete opposite. By using a system to guarantee the basics are handled flawlessly every single time, you free your staff. You empower them to lift their heads up from the process and actually engage with the person in front of them. It provides this solid, reliable foundation that allows for genuine, spontaneous, and truly memorable human interaction to flourish. You know, choosing to implement these kinds of systems, that's a conscious decision. It's a statement from management that they value excellence and flat out reject mediocrity. It shows a real commitment to giving employees the tools they need to succeed and to giving guests the error-free, attentive service they absolutely deserve. So I'll leave you with a question to think about for your own operations and for your future careers. Is your service built on chance, just hoping for the best? Or is it engineered, intentionally built for excellence? As we've seen, that choice is entirely yours to make.